In these very unsettling times, we could all do with a moment of calm.
Yeah, and who better to do that than the internet's favourite vicar, Reverend Chris Lee. His 60-second sermons on Instagram have gained more followers than the Archbishop of Canterbury, in fact, and made him an internet sensation.
Well, Reverend Chris joins us now for a minute or two of mindfulness. Good morning, Chris. How lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Tell us about your calling. Where did, because it started in Tanzania when there was, you had suddenly realised what you wanted.
Yeah, so basically I was kind of on this middle-class conveyor belt with my life planned ahead of me, and I was really struggling and searching for who I was and what was I meant to do with my life. And at the time I had a job and in property. I had a life plan in front of me, and I decided this isn't where I wanted to go. This isn't what I wanted to do. So I basically ejected from that life. I moved out to Tanzania in Africa, and I started work as a missionary out there. And it was while I was there in this small mission compound in the middle of bush that I found my calling, and I decided to train as a priest. And then eventually I got ordained as a deacon in the Diocese of Mount Kilimanjaro. So yeah, it was kind of a crazy journey.
Wow, and so you're much closer to home now, very close, in fact, because you're our local vicar to where we are now. What got you to start posting online and why?
So a good friend of mine, well, my brother-in-law, started a YouTube channel with his friend Josh, and they asked me to come on in my collar and maybe try some food, make some comments on stuff. And, the YouTube world is kind of crazy and fun. So I thought, yeah, I'll do it. And I came on in my collar, and I don't know, I became a popular guest for them, and people were asking for me to come back. And in one of the episodes I did with them, I prayed, and lots of people were really moved by that. And then my Instagram started to fill up from people coming from the YouTube to following me on Instagram. And then I realized that I had this amazing opportunity to speak life and light into sometimes what's seen as a bit of a superficial world. Social media can be a little bit all about me. And I was trying to tell people that they're loved and they're beautiful, and infect this space with kind of real positivity. And I started this thing called 60-second sermons, which then are just like a little thought, 60 seconds or so, where I give a kind of light message and try and encourage people and basically tell them that they're of great value and that they're loved and that there's hope for them. And that really took off. And then my Instagram just started to grow and grow and grow and grow. And now I'm, I've got a lot of followers and lots of...
So, Chris, at times like this, and mindfulness so important, and if you can do it with faith, all the better. But have you found that people's faith is shaken when it comes to us all confronting something like this? Like, really? Are you serious?
Yeah, I think it's almost in some way, Phil, the opposite. People are hungry and looking for an anchoring. And I found a lot of people are at this time embracing faith or embracing a spirituality that maybe they haven't before, because the systems that we have trusted in for our security, like potentially finance or our health, that's all been shaken. And suddenly people are asking themselves, goodness, what else is there? Is there more? We've all entered into a place of vulnerability, I think. And that vulnerability opens us up to, I think, a greater awareness of something other. And as a Christian, obviously, I believe that is God. And so I found a growth in people's faith, not the opposite.
Well, you're going to do one of your 60-second sermons for us now, so we'll just hand over.
Okay, thank you very much, and happy birthday, Phil, by the way.
Thank you.
So, 60-second sermon with me, Rev Chris. So we've woken up into a world, a changed world, a world where anxiety is rising, where fear is rising, and we need to hold to hope, I think. One of the most prolific sayings, the saying that God says to his people more than anything else in the Bible, is do not be afraid. And it happens 365 times, one for every day of the year. And in this time of anxiety and fear, I want us to try and meet fear with hope. And I think there's 3 simple things that we can do to help with this. And one is to take care of our spirit and soul. And one way you can do that, whether you're a person of faith or no faith, is to sit still. Have just 5 minutes of sitting still in the morning and breathe. It's really good for your soul and your spirit. The second thing is your mind. We are creative beings. We're called to be creative. And so be creative, sing, dance, do something that stimulates those creative senses. It's really good for you. And the third thing is your body. We need to be taking care of our body, and whether that's eating well or choosing to go on a different diet during this period, or doing some physical exercise, whether that's 5 press-ups or 50 press-ups, depending how big you are. We all can do that. Something just to get your heart rate up, to get a little bit of a sweat on. All of these things are really helpful for your mental health and your well-being. And so in this period, don't go down fear's route, but hold to faith and hope, and know that you are of great value and that you're loved.
Lovely, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was
Thank you
really
very
nice.
much indeed.
Really
Thank you,
nice.
Chris.
Lovely to speak to you today.
I'm up to 30 press-ups now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well done. Keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.